Hi, I'm Miss Laura at the Clarksville-Montgomery County Public Library with a little bit of craft time. And today I wanted to just talk about making some noisemakers, tambourine, shaker type things. So when I sat down and thought about a tambourine, I thought jingle bells immediately. You may not have jingle bells at home, but for the jingle bell tambourine, I just put two plates together, did some colorful stuff on them, added some strings, tied on some jingle bells in punched some holes through and tied on some jingle bells. Makes a pretty nice tambourine. Could definitely do some music with that. But then, everybody doesn't have a package of jingle bells at home, and you may not want to go get those. So then I thought just making one with beans inside. So I've got some dried black beans, and I just put it inside, and then I stapled around the edge and just decorated that. Good noisemaker there. The only thing is, with the staples, you might want to use some masking tape and just cover up the staples on the back if the kids are going to be playing with it, because they can be, a little sharp and you might catch your fingers on them. And also, it's a decorative touch to add on masking tape to cover up the staples. So, and probably last a little longer too. So that's another thing that you can do, is use staples and then just cover up the staples with your masking tape. So I thought we'd put one together that way, and I thought we could combine the hole punch idea with the staples. So just for fun, I'm going to use some navy beans, and I have already colored a little bit. You could certainly do a whole lot more decorating on the outside. Oh, and I did think before, when I was putting together the one with the beans, it would be good to staple around a lot of it first and get that going before adding in the beans, or else your beans are trying to fall out the whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and do some of that stapling. And I'm just kind of spacing them apart so that I can do some hole punches in between where there'll be room to tie on some decorations or some buttons or beads, anything like that. Would be pretty to add on to the outside. So let's see. That's got a pretty good start there. I think I can pour in some navy beans now. Just some dried beans. Dried elbow pasta would be good too. Macaroni. That sounds like a pretty good amount. Just whatever would make some noise. And there we go. Now, not perfectly stapled together, but that's okay. And then we could add some masking tape over the back of the staples, or even all the way around, because I think there would be no trouble with hole punching through the masking tape and the paper. So I won't do the whole thing, but I will start around with some masking tape. Kind of like that. There we go. Probably looks better on one side than on the other, but that's okay. And definitely, it's just the start where the side where the points are that you want to cover up. But so there we go. And then between the staples, and you can still feel where they are, if you wanted to punch some holes and tie on something, buttons, beads, jingle bells with yarn, you could certainly do that. As long as your hole punch will release. There we go. All right, and I've got some yarn here. You could tie on a jingle bell. I've got some jingle bells here, but I also have some beads, which would be pretty. Let's see if I can get my beads to go through, the yarn to go through the beads. Yeah, not a problem. There you go. All right, and do a little knot. Okay, maybe another knot. And I won't do the whole thing, but just to show you just some different ideas. You could tie on the beads to be all the way around, and that would make a pretty one too. Like to make something flashy and pretty. But in the area of making noise, I also thought it'd be good to just make some shakers. And these, this is just 2 cups, and I put some beans inside and wrapped it in duct tape. Definitely something that you can make to play along with some music, or just make some noise. I appreciate you joining me today for Craft Time. Look forward to seeing you soon in the future at the library. Thank you.